Welcome to August. Here's your Northern highlights for August 2021. My name is Rob Gilkerson, your Director of Field Service. Before I get to our highlights, I want to let you know we're going to have a special message from our Scout Executive, Rich McCartney, on a few important topics regarding the national bankruptcy filings. But before that, I want to tell you all the fun, exciting things we're here. Here I'm ready to go with my brand new Cub Scout Scout Me In t-shirt. We're going to be giving some of you these to wear during your fall recruitment. To learn more about your fall recruitment and how you can get trained, pick up things like this, and get a free fishing pole for every new scout in Cub Scouts or in your troop. You can find your training and details by going to nlcbsa.org/recruit. Furthermore, we're having a great time giving every new scout that fishing pole, and we want them to go fishing. So we've been lining up certain fishing dates and events to come up. You can see a list of all of those, again, at nlcbsa.org/fishing. Now, those are just a few of the events, but I've got two really great ones that are coming up that I want to share with you. The first is coming up this month, August 20th to the 22nd, the 75th anniversary at Camp Wilderness. It's going to be a blast. Come check it out. Your family's invited. Bring the whole family or your scout troop or pack. There's activities for everyone. And you can do amazing things, see part of camps that maybe you've never seen before. Come out and join us for that 75th anniversary on August 20th to the 22nd. You also can join us at Camp Grafton for a one-of-a-kind merit badge weekend on September 10th to the 12th. We'll be at Camp Grafton, where merit badges will be taught by National Guard members. It's an amazing weekend, and it always fills up quick. Both the details on the 75th anniversary and the Camp Grafton Merit Badge Weekend can be found by going to nlcbsa.org/events. I hope you've enjoyed checking out our brand new website. We have a few tweaks we've been working on, and so the same URL that you've seen in the past, but we've been adding a whole bunch of new features, a very more mobile, user-friendly experience, and please let us know how we can reach you. You can find all our staff contact at nlcbsa.org/staff. In the meantime, I hope you have a great time in August. We'll see you in September. And now, here's a message from our Scout Executive, Rich McCartney.
Hi, I hope you're having a great summer and getting ready for a fantastic fall. I wanted to let you know that on July 1st, we received notice that the Boy Scouts of America passed a major milestone in its Chapter 11 bankruptcy case when it filed an amended restructuring and support agreement announcing that the BSA and the BSA's 250 local councils have reached an agreement with the various plaintiffs groups to fund a settlement trust that will provide compensation for the victims of historical sex abuse. This restructuring support agreement is an important step forward and will hopefully pave the path toward a successful exit for the BSA from bankruptcy. Now, the plan must still be voted on and approved by creditors, approved by the court, and will stand potential legal challenges, but the restructuring support agreement provides reason to be optimistic about a successful exit from the bankruptcy court's protection. Included in the restructuring support amendment is an aggregate contribution of $500 million from the BSA's 250 local councils. You may have heard about that in the news, or you may not have, but it does. It includes a $500 million aggregate contribution. The Northern Lights Council has been asked to contribute just over $1.9 million for the settlement trust. A successful exit from the BSA's bankruptcy will result in a global settlement, with local councils receiving the benefit of a channeling injunction that protects the contributing local councils from any present or future claims arising from alleged past sexual abuse occurring prior to February 2020. Our council executive board's special legal committee has been closely following developments in the BSA's bankruptcy case. And on July 9th, the board took action to commit to funding our part should the restructuring support agreement be approved and the BSA's bankruptcy plan become a reality. The board determined that the best option is that we will contribute our portion of the settlement from unrestricted important earnings in the endowment fund. Over the past 10 years, our endowment fund has benefited from steady growth in earnings, which will allow us to make this contribution without invading principal and spending donor contributions. It will also allow us to make this contribution without burdening the council with long-term debt, selling Camp Wilderness, or selling one of our service centers. Final details, including timing, are not confirmed as it is contingent on the BSA's bankruptcy plan being confirmed. This process may ultimately take many months to complete. We will continue to keep you updated on developments as they arise. Since 1988, Scouting has been the gold standard for youth protection and child abuse prevention. As painful as any financial contribution feels, it allows us to finally leave this sad chapter in Scouting's history behind and move into the future without the threat of potential litigation, financial hardship, and the emotional strain that this causes. We can focus all of our efforts on preparing young people to be successful adults and building our next generation of community leaders. Thank you for everything you do to support Scouting and the Northern Lights Council. Should you have additional questions about our plan moving forward, please feel free to contact me directly. My contact information can be found on our website at nlcbsa.org/staff. As part of the letter that's coming out on the Constant Contact email, and many of you will receive this, or most of you will receive this, we included a list of FAQs, and I wanted to cover a couple of those more in depth right now and answer a few questions that you might have based on this settlement. The first one is, why is the Northern Lights Council contributing to the settlement trust? I want to reiterate that the Northern Lights Council is a non-debtor to the National BSA's Chapter 11 restructuring. Under bankruptcy law, a non-debtor must make a substantial contribution to a settlement trust to benefit from a channeling injunction. Likewise, and this is important, non-participation by any council could result in the liquidation of the National BSA. Liquidation would require a bankruptcy trustee to sell the National BSA's assets to maximize their value without consideration for the Scouting mission or local council interests. So this is our only real option to move forward and to continue delivering Scouting's mission. Very important. A second question that we figured folks might have is that since the Northern Lights Council is solvent and not a debtor in this Chapter 11 restructure, why not let the BSA just dissolve and operate Scouting locally? Well, the answer is that the National BSA owns the intellectual property associated with Scouting. In a liquidation, a bankruptcy trustee would control Scouting's intellectual property, the rights over the uniforms, merit badges, and other trademarks of the BSA, including the ability to award the designation of Eagle Scout. The bankruptcy trustee would be obligated to realize as much value as possible for the National BSA's creditors from the licensing or sale of these intellectual property rights. The price a trustee would seek to obtain from local councils could be exorbitant. A third question is, isn't the statute of limitations in Minnesota and North Dakota favorable? If so, why do we have to do this? Well, the statute of limitations are currently favorable regarding claims of alleged past abuse. This settlement would protect the Northern Lights Council from potential future changes to the statutes of limitations for historical sex abuse claims. Should those changes occur, litigation expenses and the potential adverse result from a single claim could be just as costly as this proposed settlement. If the National BSA's bankruptcy plan is approved and the Northern Lights Council receives the benefits of the channeling injunction, that would mean that any claim for sexual abuse occurring prior to February 2020, when the National BSA filed for bankruptcy, would be channeled into the settlement injunction. So let's get to some of the more important questions. Will the cost of this contribution be passed on to parents, units, or charter organizations? The answer is no, not at all. The Northern Lights Council has no plans to pass on any costs associated with the settlement trust to parents, units, or charter partners. A follow-up question might be, will my FOS, special events, or camping fees be used to fund this contribution? The answer again is no. The contribution will be taken from market earnings in the unrestricted portion of the Council's endowment fund achieved over the past decade. Number 6, Another important question is, will my endowment gift made through the North Dakota Tax Credit Program or other platform project be used to fund this contribution? Again, the answer is no. North Dakota tax credit contributions and other donor-designated gifts are classified as permanently restricted. This means that these funds are deposited in the permanently restricted endowment fund. Therefore, they cannot and will not be used for the proposed contribution to the settlement trust. Question 8. Will this contribution reduce the value of the council's endowment fund? Unfortunately, yes. The board will be reviewing and eventually implementing plans to recover the earnings over time. However, no specific plans have been adopted at this time. The final question is, when might all this happen? This restructuring support agreement is a big step forward. I don't want to underscore that too much. It really is a big step forward. However, the process is far from over and could potentially change. If everything progresses as hoped, a final settlement could be agreed upon and adjudicated by the end of September, and the National BSA would emerge from bankruptcy. The Northern Lights Council contribution to the settlement would likely be due sometime in the fourth quarter of 2021 or in the first quarter of 2022. But it's hard to tell at this point until everything flushes out, settles out. It's still a moving target, but it will be sometime in the future. I really appreciate you taking the time to listen to everything I had to say today. I know this has kind of been on everybody's mind, and there's been a lot of concern and worry. I just want to reiterate that this is a major step forward and a major positive for the BSA to reach this point. I look forward to all the things that together we're going to do for the kids in our community and the families in our community through scouting in the years to come. And getting past this litigation and this bankruptcy will be a tremendous boost to the work that we've been trying to do and that we'll continue to do. I believe that scouting's best years are ahead of us, and I certainly believe that the best years of the Northern Lights Council are ahead of us. And I'm really excited that we have such an awesome group of leaders, friends, and supporters like you out there willing to give their time, their talent, and their treasure to do this important work. I look forward to the next time we see each other in person. Until then, take care.